Hey, how you doing today? My name's Josh Baker, and welcome to my studio flow. I recently finished building my first small commercial studio here in North Fort Myers, Florida, and along the way I captured a bunch of time-lapse footage that I've been sharing on Instagram and Facebook, and I've gotten a pretty good response from a bunch of new people that I've never met, and I just thought I should share, the rest of the footage and edit something together, and who knows, maybe it'll turn into a normal thing with some reviews and things like that. But for now, let's start off with this first small room I built. It's only about 230 square feet or something like that, and I didn't plan on it being a permanent thing. Testing the waters, renting for the first time, I really didn't want to do a bunch of permanent construction, so I chose to utilize my experience in construction to construct a booth that could be broken down and installed in the space and torn down and taken with me if I need to leave. I also built all my own acoustical panels and the diffusers you see next to my head there and some other clouds and things. And well, let me just share it with you. I did the best I could with what I had, limited funds, full-time job, a family that I need to maintain. So this is my space here at EQ Recording and Multimedia in North Fort Myers, Florida. And here we go. Let's check out the build. So what I've done here, what you see is I've got a single pane, horrible window, just a little single pane window with a cage outside of it, not stopping any sound, very old school. So what I did, I've got these 2x4s here that I put across so that my window coverings here have the jog. We'll just go nice and flat across the trim and sit over the window. Then I took plastic, laid it down between the 2x4 and this window. Everything else is concrete. I have concrete, this is a concrete block building. So this is my weak spot, obviously. So I filled that plastic full of sand, packed it down real good down into all the corners. And next.
Oh no. Oh no, oh no, 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 oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and say, eating Owens Corning 703, I can feel it in here. Not an enjoyable thing. I'm not sure if I'm picking glue off of my fingers or skin half of the time right now. Still worth saving the tons and tons of money it would have costed to buy them at like $40 a panel pre-wrapped, honestly, because I'm doing them for like $15 each, something like that. I don't know, like $20 each. I forget, I did the math. But yeah, so I'm only about an hour and a half into my day today, and I'm ready to just sit down and make music. I don't know, this isn't the most enjoyable thing, but it's part of the journey. So deep breath. I don't know what time it is. It's been a long day. And I know I'm really, really tired because I've been chasing flies around this room for about 20 minutes. No, maybe 10. 10 minutes. I'm absolutely sick and tired of working on this booth and whatnot. And I'm dying to make some music. Oh my God. I wrapped that panel the wrong color. That's not even fair. I brought a nice fresh coffee all the way to the studio. I went to Lowe's and made it to the studio with a full coffee, and it spilt. How is that right? Finally got to the studio. It's about 10 a.m. Now I gotta go get a coffee because my coffee spilt. Alright, so I officially brought the first items from the home studio. It's actually the first acoustical panels I wrapped in burlap. Upon inspection, I did a crappy job, but nobody knew the difference the whole time they were there. I'm gonna peel back the burlap and the staples, pop the staples out, and turn them into corner wedges for bass traps. I'm just going to stagger in like a pyramid pieces of different pieces of Owens Corning, gluing them on, and then I'm going to put pieces in this direction. Then I'll put cardboard over that, and then I'll wrap the fabric over, and I'll put Velcro on it, and boom, push it to the corner, and it should be good to go. I hope. I'm trying to keep it simple. Good luck with that. Very excited to be getting the electrical all hooked up in the booth for the lights and the dimmer switch. Today, it's kind of like D-Day. Actually, tomorrow is D-Day because I've been waiting on Comcast. My wife's been having to get all over their case and get on them. Been waiting on Comcast to hook up in the studio. And today is the day it's supposed to happen. I've got a corner bass trap for the booth in the back. About to grab some lunch and head over to the studio. So now that it's crunch time to move into the studio, the big problem is with that, I still need to add layers to the door for the booth. I had to build the little corner box thing that's going to go over the PVC that comes into the booth for the snake because sound's coming through there. So I built the box this morning for that. I'm just now realizing that I forgot to notch the corner of it for the snake to actually go through. So that's an issue, but I got the jigsaw at the studio, so I'll cut it with that. Boom. And I'll remove the booth door, bring it with me home for the evening, and I will enjoy a couple of beverages while I kind of piece together a layered door. And then I'll go to the studio tomorrow, install the door back, and then I have to build a probably 6-inch deep bass trap to hang on the inside of the door as another layer because I'm having some bass buildup issues in the booth. I was expecting that as a possibility, seeing as though I only used 1-inch orange Corning. I planned on making movable bass traps to put against the walls or in the corners, so I've got the first corner one that's about, I think, like 12 or 14 inches deep in the center of orange Corning 703, and so I'll do the door about 6 inches thick, the whole door, and I think that might actually that might cut it. That might cut the cake, so to say. So crunch time, and I gotta move the big desk, Argosy desk in that doesn't even have a board or any gear mounted on it, but gotta move the big Argosy desk and all the monitors. I gotta get adapters for the way I need to go about hooking up my new headphone distribution that I got for the new place. Crunch time. I need to be doing sessions in this place like soon, because I can't keep paying rent. I'm 6 months deep. I signed the lease January 15th, 2017, and it's June, almost June 15th. It's June 7th. So I'm hoping to do my first session, even if it's a trial run session with just me and some friends creating, by the 15th of June. It'll be exactly 6 months. I set out on this journey of my first studio with the intent on being moved in within 2 months. So not too bad, only 3 times as long, 6 months. And the hardest part, I think, the thing that made it take so long was A, having a full-time job and 3 children, and B, having a full-time job. Moving day is upon us. All right. Hey now. Oh, more. All right, so it's moving day, and it's a Friday, and I took the day off. And I just loaded up the truck after I took my girls to breakfast, dropped them off at daycare. Now I'm headed with the first trip to the studio. As much as I want to have a nice big board in my studio, I'm kind of glad I don't got to move one today. Moving along.
should be a king on a throne, but I lack motivation. Somehow I find myself alone, wasting more time on my phone. I should be a king on a throne, but I lack motivation. Somehow I find myself.
Okay, so there you have it. My first studio space coming together. I wish I captured more footage in the beginning of the process, but you know, I did what I could with what I had, which was minimum time and a really hot garage in South Florida. Currently just finished setting my studio back up from tearing it all down for Hurricane Irma. Fled to Tennessee with my 3 children and wife, and just came back this week and decided now's the time to share my build. So I hope you enjoyed it, and looking forward to doing some more videos and sharing with everybody. Have a good one.